Alright, it's
So
filming
basically,
now. It's filming now.
yo, welcome Water Drop Productions. This is our new YouTube channel, and this is our first vlog about the digital timeline. Basically, in 1991, the German research organization invented the MP3 file, which was a really big thing in the world, and everyone started listening to music, and it was all cool. All these vinyls went down, everyone was downloading their music, which was all cool. And then basically, in 1998, the Digital Millennium Copyright Act, DMCA, is passed in the US, providing harsher punishments for people file sharing, which means people actually got punished for sharing files because all the big music companies like Sony, they all lost a lot of money because people were like just sharing their money around, all their music around. Then basically in 1999, the first peer-to-peer file sharing service Napster launches, which was really famous, but then it got blocked, as I can remember, because it was really illegal. Everyone was using it. No one really was paying for music. They all just started downloading it. So it was a bit unfair for the artists.
In 2001, the iPod was the first popular MP3 player. I mean, in 1997, the first MP3 player was launched by Seihan Information Systems, but no one really used it because it was a piece of shit. But
dude, I can remember my friend had one and everyone was like, "Oh yeah, I want one," but it was pretty expensive in that time. It was like, I think about like £200.
Yeah.
And not many people had it.
You could store up to 1,000 songs, so that's 5 gigabytes worth. That's quite good for its time. Like nowadays, we have up to nearly half a terabyte, but at that time, that was revolutionary. So that's when the portable media player was actually useful, when people used discs before. So now it's lighter, faster, and you can store more music.
So basically, in 2004, the first official UK download chart was like announced, and the average of 250,000 downloads sold each week in the UK, just in the UK. Digital single sales surpass physical format sales, which means a lot of people just started like downloading single songs. They didn't really buy the whole album because they just like one song maybe, which we still do today. Barely anyone really buys the whole album, apart from like a couple of rare albums.
Yeah, so after the release of the iPod, Apple thought it was a great idea to release iTunes, which was an online music store where you could buy MP3 files and also burn discs onto your iPod. And also another service called Napster was already released in 1999, but they released a 2.0 version, basically meaning it's like SoundCloud now. You can stream service, and also you can buy like songs as well. So online, you don't have to buy the song, you can listen to them, but when you're out, you can buy the song.
In 2005, Apple already sold 500 million tracks through iTunes and 30 million iPods globally. 500 million tracks is a huge amount of songs. Apple made so much money with that. The Shop, HMV and Virgin Megastores both launched their own download services, which did like get the iTunes market a bit down, but not much, because Apple launched a new iPod Shuffle, which was like a much smaller iPod, but it still had like the kind of similar flash memory, so people had a smaller device with pretty much the same amount of gigabytes.
So now in 2007, the iPhone was the first, one of the most popular phones of its time, and it started like the touchscreen revolution, and it had a built-in MP3 player into it, so people who wanted a phone with an MP3 capability would buy the iPhone, because not all phones had MP3 capabilities, so the iPhone was very popular. Also, iTunes was built into it, so people could download songs while they were out. They didn't have to sync it using computer. You can just use the phone by itself, which is pretty useful.
Then in 2009, iTunes announces the full transition to DRM-free and variable pricing. Apple launches new store features such as iTunes Pass and iTunes LP. Spotify was officially launched in 2007 as well. 7 million users globally by the end of the year, which means 2009. For example, the Beatles rock band launched in September with downloadable tracks for using the game to follow.
So, in 2009, Spotify, a very popular streaming service, releases in the UK. As you know now, Spotify is quite a big enterprise. Loads of people use Spotify, and they have a lot of users. At the start, they had 7 million users by the end of the year. That's quite a lot. And they launched most songs on there, which you could buy on iTunes, but due to like Napster, which was already a streaming service, Spotify was ultimately more popular because they had a bigger choice.
And then basically at the end, in 2010, I actually remember that there was this like iTunes countdown, and whoever the person who downloaded the 10 billion iTunes song got like a massive iTunes voucher. And you could see like the numbers of downloads going up. It was crazy. And yeah, this is pretty much our first vlog. I think it's all been well. Don't forget to comment, to subscribe, and follow. This is it. This was Dylan and me from actually Pirate Dylan's room.
Subscribe for more Minecraft tutorial videos.
Subscribe us. We are going high. Bless up. Way to success. Vlog.
Peter's starting a baking channel soon, so you should subscribe to us.